The advice that I would give to our new generation of service-minded people is to really get engaged in the issues in their community. If young people or new volunteers bring their passion to service, regardless of what the cause might be, what the need might be, their passion will inspire others to join the cause and to help them find local solutions and really to bring that local service. So be passionate.
The advice I would give to the next generation of service-minded people would be to be aware of what we have done in the past and to work towards improving that record and embarking on new avenues of service.
So my advice to the new generation that's coming in as Lions is to serve from your heart with kindness, because I think that goes a long way. And as you serve the people that need us the most, it comes back to you tenfold.
What it would be like to accept Helen Keller's challenge for the 21st century to be Knights for the Blind. You know, when she lived, she was the leading figure of the world of her era. She looked out for the downtrodden, the poor. She championed causes such as child labor laws. When you look at the causes of Lions International around the world today, what she was for is what we're doing today. Wherever there's a need, there's a lion. Wherever there's a lion, there's a need.
Is in 1925, here in Sandusky, Ohio, she gave a speech to a huge convention, and she asked the Lions to be her Knights of the Blind in the Crusade of Darkness. That legacy continues today in 2025. And so Vision at that time became our first cause as Lions, and it still is our first cause today. So I believe that Helen Keller's legacy continues throughout, and it'll continue forever.
All Lions have an opportunity to serve their community to the visually impaired. Now, has it changed from the time of Helen Keller 100 years ago? Of course it has. And the impact, though, still resides, and the impact that the Lions and our foundation has been tremendous over the years.
I think the next major endeavors that Lions will be undertaking really relate to our core values. We will be reaching out and assisting people that we see in need. We've seen a rise in loneliness and isolation, anxiety, and people just really struggling with the values of life. Lions give people the opportunity to restore value and purpose in their own lives and the lives of others.
And so the younger, newer generations coming along are really concerned about the environment. And as the world population keeps growing, you're going to see where Lions are going to have to be helping people in their community, because the poverty level will probably increase and expand in many areas of the world. And so we'll be worried about providing affordable housing, whether or not there's food for everybody, for every meal, and then in many countries, whether there's water. And I think Lions will be there working with the Lions Club International Foundation to do that with the next generation of Lions.
Sight is still a problem, especially in the developing countries. And I think we need to continue with our vision program. Now, we'll have to examine society and assess what the needs are. We have 8 main causes now, vision being one of them, and I think we need to continue with that as one of the primary objectives of Lions in the future.
Everybody always asks us, where's the best place you've been? And the best place that we've been have been places like the slums of Calcutta or the slums of Nairobi. We would go into there and we would give a box of rations about this big, and that would be their rations for the whole month. They have nobody to go to. And those are the things that we remember, and an impact that makes on your life when you have your senses take over, the smell and the look and the seeing, the desperation that people had. Those are the memories that we have from the travels we have done. But it's not only those overseas, but it's also any event that happens in our community. We had a chance to go into parades and small parades all over, and somebody would come out, oh, you helped us with our eyeglasses, and you helped us with our wheelchair accessibility. We have those stories.
The one that stands out in my mind is I attended an eye camp in India, and those eye camps are remarkable humanitarian efforts. But they do a remarkable job. And a lady that I was there when it happened, she had finally able to see, and she saw her grandchildren for the first time. That stood out in my memory and will stand out in my memory for a long, long time.
I was in southern India, and many of the clubs in southern India had what we now call a signature project. And they invited me to go see a school, since I was education related. That club helped build the school building. They paid for the teachers' salaries. They provided the uniforms for the elementary students that were attending there. They provided the lunch and nourishment that they would receive. And there was one class which was very special, and we called them special needs students. And they were providing them with some school supplies, items that they would need in the class. And just before we left, I felt a tugging on my coat. And I looked around, and it was a young man. We had handed out the school supplies, just given them the sweets. He handed me his pencil. It still gets me emotional to this day. He handed me a pencil. But what that meant to him, I had given him something. The Lions were giving him something every day, and he was giving back.
I have been looking forward to coming to the 2025 Ohio Convention for a long time now, because every single Lion knows the phrase that Helen Keller said, to be Knights of the Blind in our crusade against darkness, and we all hear it. We hear it in our voices, and we hear it in everything that we do and everything we talk about. This is so unbelievable to be here at the pavilion that Helen Keller spoke, and understanding what ramifications this has had for our organization for 100 years is unbelievable. It just gives you chills, and it's going to continue on for another 100 years and another 100 years. It's something we will never forget about, and what an opportunity it is to be able to celebrate that right here in Ohio.
I believe personally that Helen Keller has kind of gone away from who we are. She gave us our first mission to be Knights of the Blind. So then we started vision screenings and working with people that blindness. And I think that having this convention this weekend and honoring her 100th anniversary will help generate, Lions across the world to bring her back into the talking of who we are and how we start.
My experience at the 2025 Ohio Lions Convention has been one of friendship, fellowship, engagement in service and learning, as well as celebration. Celebration for all the service of the past year, but also the past 100 years serving as Knights of the Blind.
My experience, as well as with my wife, Lion Kitty, this has been an uplifting convention. I joined the Lions Club in 1979, and she became a Lion when women were allowed to join in 1987. And it's been a great partnership with Lions, but we've been to many state conventions. And this one is different because we're celebrating the centennial of a woman Helen Keller, who changed so many things in the world, and she challenged the lions. And I don't think we'd be where we are today without that challenge. You know, when Sir Winston Churchill said that Helen Keller was probably the most remarkable woman of the era, and I think that was very true. And it just gives you an uplifting feeling that lions are still making a difference everywhere.